people. Welcome to the channel. It is your girl Jessica Alfred, author of You Are Not Alone and You Are Not Alone 2.0. And also your reminder that healing is possible and you don't have to go through it alone. Today I have the honor of sitting with the beautiful Miss Sonia B. Wright.
Yes.
Did I say that correctly?
Sonia B. Wright.
Yes. Okay,
Yeah.
so today is a deeply personal journey, right? It's a personal journey because we're getting ready to do something that we haven't done before, especially me. Okay, so for my birthday, we agreed that we were going to do a release, but we did not say what the release was.
Okay.
I wonder if we can add drum roll.
That we can. We should actually. That would be great.
Okay, so the release is I Am Not Good Enough. And so you are going to walk me through a process that I have never done before. And that process is, drum roll please.
That's the drum roll. I'm going to introduce you to EMDR therapy. EMDR therapy is a psychotherapy technique that helps people reprocess and heal from past traumatic experiences. Those past traumatic experiences cause people to have what I call a negative cognition. That negative cognition takes root. It gets stuck. You can't shake it. You react through it. You move about your life, right, from that lens. So if your negative cognition is I am not good enough, then the decisions you make in life are going to be centered around that negative cognition. And so we want to replace that negative cognition with something more positive. And EMDR therapy can help you do that where it sticks, so that it sticks. That was bad, but you know what I'm trying.
Yes, so as you guys know, nothing I do is perfect because we're not perfect beings. This notion that the world has us going through where everything we have to do, we have to dot our I's and cross our T's, like it has to be perfect. It's not perfect.
This is not perfect.
No, it's not perfect.
We don't plan to make it perfect.
No, not at all. Like there will be very minimal editing to be done or anything. If you guys follow my podcast, you guys know I record on my phone. You probably hear my kids crying in the background, an airplane flying outside. So it's gonna be the same vibe, right? EMDR therapy. So a lot of people know that I am in therapy. Okay. Psychotherapy, like I meet with my therapist every Wednesday or Thursday and we speak. When I heard EMDR therapy, being that I'm in the psych field, I knew what it was like generally. But for myself and also for our listeners and our watchers, how can you, which is one of your specialties, I feel like, how can you put it in language for us to understand?
Glad you asked that question. I've been thinking about that a lot too. That's something I really want to be conscious of working on. But the way I describe EMDR is, I think it's like, I call it the superhero of therapies for Black women, right? I feel like it's a little bit more intense than talk therapy in the sense that it gets to the root of the problem. We're actually identifying where we're stuck. We're calling it out. We're uprooting it by going back to it and reprocessing it. So we're not just going to talk about it. We're not going to beat a dead horse. We're not going to be like, yeah, this happened to you. We're going to decide, okay, yes, this happened. Let's come to an agreement that it happened and get some more adaptive memories in place of these negative ones that are impacting me. So what that means is you get to be unstuck, right? We get to break up some of that stuff, uproot it, and you get to move forward. You get a release. That's why we're here for a release.
Yes.
And I do want to point out that, so I'm not just this therapist. She has her own therapist, but I'm going to be walking her through this process because I think it'll be helpful. I've been through EMDR myself. And it was very, very healing. I had some negative cognitions. One of them being I'm not good enough from how I grew up and situations that have happened in my life, past traumatic experiences. And I didn't even realize I was living life through that lens. When I went through EMDR, you would look at me and be like, she's beautiful, right? Most people are like, she's a pretty woman.
Yeah.
But I was telling someone recently, I said, when I went through EMDR therapy at my big old age of 30 something, I looked in the mirror for the first time and I was like, oh, wait, you're beautiful. Like, and it felt real. It didn't feel like I had to convince myself. I didn't have to give myself any affirmations. It felt real for the first time. And that was something I wasn't able to access, right, through my lens of trauma. So I'm excited about
I'm
that
excited
life.
too because I still struggle with that. Like my husband would tell me day in and day out, "You're beautiful." You
Yeah.
know, strangers, people, friends will tell me you're beautiful, but when I look in the mirror, that's not what I see.
Yeah.
And even though when I sit in my therapy sessions every week, my therapist reassures me, you know, you're beautiful. You have no scars, no nothing on your face, no. I don't see that.
Mm-hmm.
Like I genuinely don't see that. And so I still live a life where I still have to have affirmations around my
Mm-hmm.
home. I have to have affirmations on my mirror. Um, I even pass it down to my children. Like even
Yeah.
in their bathroom, there's like affirmations in their mirror as well. Because I just feel like due to how we are wired as colored women,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of times we don't have the time to just sit and admire the things that are beautiful about us,
Mm-hmm.
right? And like you said, due to like everything that happens as we're growing up, as we're in our adolescence, as we become teenagers, it's like, whoa, we really look at ourselves and this is what we see.
Mm-hmm.
We see trauma, we see hate, we see this,
Yeah.
we want to fix this, we want to change that. And it's just when I think about the why, which I feel like this is what a lot of people is gonna ask when they watch
Mm-hmm.
this journey and they get to experience this movement that we are doing. My why for this whole thing is mainly for the greater good of humanity,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not doing this for myself. Anyone who truly knows me knows I live a private lifestyle.
Yeah.
Like you don't see my kids on social
Yeah.
media. There's many reasons as to why I don't put them on social media,
Mm-hmm.
but um mainly like my traumas also that's
Mm-hmm.
it stems from that as well. But also because there are so many women of color, beautiful women of color who go through this thing called life, right? And I
Mm-hmm.
say thing because I've been going through this philosophical, is that the word?
Whatever it is. Philosophical.
Yeah, right. I've been
Philosophical.
going through the phase where I'm like questioning like life. What is life? But that's a whole different conversation.
Yeah.
But we go through this pattern every day and we're just like, I don't like what I see, and we keep going,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and keep going. Like it becomes our norm.
Mm-hmm.
And I just want people to get out of that.
Yeah.
I've been selfless all my life. Selfless has caused me a lot of pain. Selfless has caused me um, a lot of unnecessary trauma. And I just feel like if I have another opportunity to be selfless, it would be to give back.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's why for this birthday, I'm just like, I'm not one to ever celebrate my birthday. Of course, that stems from trauma.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
I'm not one to celebrate my birthday. But for this birthday, I just felt the urge to give back. I'm
Okay.
like, I do public speaking,
Mm-hmm.
and I always speak about you're not alone. Um, I'm an author, and I always talk about you're not alone, my journey, and me encouraging other women and other people
Sure.
of color that they're not alone. So I'm like, why not take people through the process
Mm-hmm.
of really showing them like you're not alone,
Absolutely.
and to normalize therapy. Like I preach therapy and Jesus all the time,
Uh-huh.
right? And so I'm just like, why is it that we can't do both? And so I don't know if you probably have a little bit of an input, maybe like in your past experiences as a therapist, maybe like some feedback as to why do especially women of color,
Mm-hmm.
people of color, run away or shy away from therapy? Like, is it because it's not broadcasted by
Mm-hmm.
people of our color, of our ethnicity? Is it because, you know, we can't afford it? Like, there's so many reasons.
Mm-hmm.
But when you sit in your therapist chair with your therapist hat on,
Mm-hmm.
what do you think the underlining issue for
Mm-hmm.
us not normalizing therapy is?
All right. And so I think some of that, some of it could be cost. There's a cost associated with this type of therapy.
Hmm.
It can be on the more expensive side.
Okay.
There's less than 3%. I think that's the stat of black. There's less than 3% of therapists who are black
Ooh.
women. All right,
Okay.
and so that makes it even more difficult because we have this, black people have this matriarchal like structure, right?
Mm-hmm.
We feel we respect our women. We
Mm-hmm.
want to be connected. We want to hear from them.
Mm.
So there's not a real large pool of black EMDR therapists. therapist first
Mm-hmm.
and foremost. The other part of that, I think, is fear of judgment. You're sitting across from you're sitting across from someone from you're sitting across from someone who looks like you. All right. And I think for some of us, we see our mothers, we see our sisters, we see that friend that may have hurt us, we see a lot of what triggers us because we grew up around, most of us, other black women. And when I'm going to bear all to a person who reminds me of my traumas, that could be difficult as well. I think another part of it is this idea that black women are strong and resilient. And I believe that resilience only happens if you've been through too many things and you've just figured out how to handle it,
Yes,
right?
ma'am.
So I don't like to be called resilient, right?
Mm.
It's like it's a good thing to develop some resilience, but not as a character trait.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
I think we are expected to be the mothers of all, to carry all, to hold it all, right?
Yes.
And then to speak to some of the religious stuff. I know I grew up in a church where pastors didn't teach the importance of therapy. You
Yes,
rely
ma'am.
solely on God, you rely solely on church and your members of the church, right? But I strongly believe that God put all of this in place
Yes,
as
ma'am.
tools, right?
Yes, yes.
Just like he
Yes.
healed the blind man with some
Yes.
dirt from the ground and
Yes,
mixed it with his own
yes,
spit. I
yes.
always say, Jesus, you could have did something a little different.
Yeah, right, right.
That, because
So
know
what
that's
was the purpose? Because you could have just said, be healed.
because I've read when
I've
somebody
read
touched
what
the hem of your garment.
Exactly.
So what's the purpose of that? I think in that passage he models using what's here, using our resources to help aid in healing. And I think that's very important. And so
not us going into Bible study.
I'm
that's
just
deep.
saying, if we look at it like that,
I always ask, I'm like, but you're the Messiah. You could have just said you're healed.
Yes.
Just like you've done for so many other
so
people.
easily.
You're so right. Resources.
Yeah, resources.
Oh, I gotta share this.
It's just another tool. And there's so many different types of therapy. I think people have had bad experiences with therapists, just as they've had bad experience with OBG.
Of course. And what we do, we go
find another one,
yes,
right?
Yes.
Like, I'm not gonna give up on the dentist because I had a bad experience with a dentist.
Yes.
I'll go find one that works. And every therapist specializes in something different, so you want to make sure your therapist is specialized in treating your issues. A lot of Black women deal with trauma, the impact of trauma and stress, right? It takes a toll on our bodies. One of the things I think we have a high rate of is toxic stress. Toxic stress that kills our bodies.
Yes.
We are not aware of where that stress is sitting in our body, where it's showing up. One of the beautiful things about EMDR is that it makes us aware of where trauma and negative emotions show up in our physical bodies.
Yes.
Yeah, so
I've been learning that too in therapy. I've been learning that, and I'm just like, oh, that's why over here hurts. That's why over there hurt. Like, oh, and it's made me more aware to the point where I don't have to be burnt out for me to realize, okay, Jess, you need to take a second, pause, and then resume later.
Yeah.
Once I start to feel like, okay, my back is starting to knot up a little bit more than usual, okay, Jess, you need to get up and walk away. You need to go outside. You need to go on the balcony. You need to open your curtains, So
we bypass that. We bypass that every single day. Think about this scenario. A sketchy person is walking towards your car. Sketchy person walking towards your car. I got an accent. Y'all from New Orleans. Sketchy person walking.
I love it though.
Sketchy person walking towards your car. You start to feel something. Could be in your chest. Could be in the pit of your stomach. Right? Could be you tensing up your muscles.
Right.
That's an emotion. That's fear. That's fear being present in your body. We don't pay attention to that. We override it. Right? Something is happening. Right?
Interesting. Yeah.
Grief. All of it shows up in our physical bodies. If we have a traumatic experience and we never deal with it, right? Trauma can be stored in your body.
Oh yes. Yeah. And honestly, I'm just so grateful for you alongside with my community now, because it's just so odd how I feel like once you started to tell me, oh, this is what I specialize in, I said, who are you and who sent you? Because you literally described me in a nutshell. You said childhood trauma, you said depression, and you said anxiety. And those are the three things, if you have not read my book yet, that really keeps me from being this beautiful tulip, right? This beautiful flower because of all those things. Those three things, they're the major ones, right? And so to just know that you're gonna walk me through this experience, and I feel comfortable with you. I have a trust in you, and to know that I have my therapist that is available for me if by any chance,
Absolutely.
I would need additional support. Because I'm not gonna lie, y'all, I'm nervous. I've been in therapy. I've been in therapy, right? For a few years now, but I've never done EMDR therapy. And not only am I doing it for the first time, but I'm doing it and sharing it with the world, right? But I'm grateful because I have a support system. I have my spouse at home who is a great support system. I have you. I know I can always, send a quick message to my therapist, Jada. She is amazing. I know I can reach out to her. My coach, I can reach out to her as well. And I have a community of beautiful Black women. Yes. Okay, we call ourselves We Outside, right? But it is because we try to get outside, away from our children, our husbands, our titles, our this that, and just get together very often. A few of them are like therapists, social worker, and nurses and stuff like that, doctors, and I'm just like, if I have a moment, it's not like I'm gonna call them. Yeah, I'm not. They're gonna be like, "Oh, sakte voyo." Sakte voyo means who sent you, right? Yeah. It's not like they're gonna be like sakte voyo. Like, I have that support. I know that if I fall short, I can reach out to them like, "Yo, I just had a crazy moment in the EMDR, and this how I feel, this how I feel." So I'm grateful, y'all. I'm excited, Sonia. I'm grateful for you.
Good. We're also going to introduce some other tools, right? When we can't call our people, maybe our people are busy. We work, we do things. A part of this process is going to be resource building, right? Where I give you some coping skills, safe spaces that you can go to in your own mind that will help you be able to calm any negative emotions that come up outside of sessions. All right. So we're going to have a container. We're going to build a container in our mind where you can contain certain painful memories. We're going to create a calm place where you can go to. All right. We're going to, it'll be automatic. We're going to practice it. So you'll have resources, internal and externally, because people get busy.
Yes. No, you're right. You're completely right. People do get busy. For me,
hold on, let me.
Yeah, people are definitely busy, and I'm aware of that. But for the first time in life, as a 30 something, something ish adult, I can comfortably say I have a community.
Good.
So I had to point that out. I know you're gonna do amazing. You're gonna give me tools.
We gotta have resources.
Right?
Community is one thing, but being able to self-regulate is a big part of this process.
Because what happens when community is busy, community's at work,
community can't help you.
Our community can't help you. Yeah, you're right. And for me, it's just like I'm. It's like a win-win for me, because being able to say community for the first time is new to me, and also having tools that I can use on my own when I start to feel flustered is also new for me. And it started from being in therapy, getting the tools there, and then now even getting more tools. So I'm excited, you guys. Stick along and enjoy the ride. Please leave comments, leave questions. Sonia is a busy wife and mom
and a businesswoman.
But I know she will be very, very happy to answer any questions that you guys may have. And I'm excited for this journey. So stick along and
let's do this.
Let's do this.